Hey mountain friends, are y'all ready for the best biscuit bread you'll ever eat? Now I'm about to make what I call biscuit bread, or my mom called it pone bread. My mama called it pone bread. When we was growing up, we would have this bread a lot, and my daddy would say when it would come out of the oven to be so hot, when we would tear into it to try to break it off, he'd say ouch, and he'd laugh at us because we'd say ouch. So actually when we was little, just between us and our family, we'd call this ouch bread. So, but y'all, there's so many names for everybody. People name so many different things, different names that they have in their families, and it's all good. But what it all boils down to, it's still good and simple. And it's ever how you were brought up. Now, I was brought up in Kentucky, and so we called this, like I said, pone bread, biscuit bread. And in my family, my immediate family, me and my sisters, me and my two older sisters, we called it ouch bread. But it's really simple. It's just 2 cups of self-rising flour. And I'm using White Lily self-rising flour. And you're going to need about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of buttermilk. And you're going to need about 1/4 cup of melted lard. Now, this is the difference. I like lard because lard is what gives it that real old-timey taste. If you don't like lard, you can use melted shortening or melted butter if you want, or just any kind of vegetable oil. But lard is what my mama used, what my mama used. Lard gives it that taste that that I remember. So, and I use lard is like, it just says right there, lard. A lot of people ask me the difference between lard and Crisco. Lard is pork fat, and Crisco is vegetable shortening. So I get mine. Usually it's on the bottom shelf in the store where you get your cooking oil and stuff. If you look down on the bottom shelf, you'll see lard. But that's all there is in this. And I got my oven preheated to 375. And so we're going to get started. And I like my skillet hot. So I've already got that heating up. So you're going to do 2 cups of your flour here. And what I do, I always say there's a trick when you're measuring flour. Let me show you how to do this. You want to level it off. It's hard to do with my bag here, but you want to level it off. And I just leveled it off with my knife, because you don't want to ever pack your flour in, or you'll get too much. Always level it off. Let's get that in. Last cup. And y'all, my old measuring cup, I've had that forever. So I just make me like a well, like this right here. And I'm gonna put in my buttermilk. Now, I love buttermilk. I love buttermilk and biscuits. It's just, to me, there ain't no other way to make them. Some people like whole milk, if you do, or sweet milk is what we called it growing up. If you like sweet milk, do that. It really won't matter. But I just prefer buttermilk. And this is how I make my fluffy dumplings too, y'all. So you want to stir this in. And like I said, it may take about 1/2 cup more of buttermilk. Looks like it's going to need a little bit more. And I prefer whole buttermilk if you can find it. Sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes you can only find the low fat. It's okay if you can't. That's okay. It doesn't matter. So this is going to be more kind of like a thick pancake batter. And you want it to where, yeah, I end up using about 1.5 cups. You want it to where it's pourable, like where you can pour it in your skillet. So you're just going to stir that. Now you can take this and you can divvy what they call divvy this out and put it in a 1/4 cup little measuring cup. Pour it out, and you can fry this bread We always call them flitters, F-L-I-T-T-E-R-S. We call them flitters, so you can fry this out and make you some flitters too. All right, so that's ready. See that right there? It's like a thick batter. Now, let me get my skillet out. Now, I got my oven preheated to 375, and I'm just going to take some lard and grease my skillet. Now, you can use, like I said before, you can use Crisco if you want. I prefer lard. To me, lard gives it that old-timey, old-fashioned taste like I grew up on. My mama, my mommy, they all use lard. So that's why I'm using lard myself. So it really makes a difference for me. And if you wanted to, you can actually just use some butter. That will work too. So now what I'm going to do, I like the skillet to be hot when I put my bread in. So I'm going to stick this in the oven and let this get hot. And when I go to pour my biscuit bread in there, it's going to sizzle a little bit. That way the biscuit, the bottom of my pone bread is going to be good and crispy. All right, I got my skillet out of the oven. It's nice and hot. Now, I like the skillet hot because I like the biscuit bread to be kind of a little bit of crunch, a little crunchiness on the bottom. Let's get it all out. Make sure you get it all. Yep. You're just going to spread that out just like you would a cake. Yep, there you go. And that's easy. So I bake mine for about, probably about 30 minutes. It's according to how brown you want it. I like brown bread. So it's going to take it about 30 minutes. You're going to bake it till it's golden brown. If you want to put it on the broiler after it's risen up, if you want to put it under the broiler a little bit to brown the top, you can do that. A lot of people do. I usually do. So it's going in the oven for about 30 minutes, y'all. All right, y'all. I've already tore into this bread and took me a bite already. It's fluffy and it's good. Y'all, if you don't want to fool with making biscuits, right here you go. This is the best way to me to have a quick bread. If you need quick bread for breakfast or whatever, whip it up, pour it in that skillet, bake it up, and you got a good skillet of pone bread. Y'all, it's good with just some butter, crumble it up for gravy, syrup, honey, molasses, it don't matter. It's gonna be good. And y'all, it's not a lot of work to it either. So that's the easy way to make biscuit bread, y'all. So I hope you do. I hope you make this. You let me know if you do. Because I'm telling you, it'll be a hit. If you ain't never heard of this, y'all, there you go. Biscuit pone bread. And I will tell you, it's light as a feather too. It's so good. So thank y'all for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where it's nothing fancy, just good eating.